Testing 1, 2. Okay, we are live. Welcome everybody to the Sandwichman Racing League season finale at Phoenix. Today is the final day of the season for us here at the Sandwichman Racing League. It's been one hell of a season for everybody involved, and of course, this is also a very special day for potentially one driver that comes out on top today. Of course, we have to kind of do a little preview and a review of how this season has gone. And of course, if I was a fancy technological guy, I'll have so many fun highlights in the background, but since I'm not fancy enough, I can't do that in the background, so you have the fun default menu. So, again, sorry about that. But the season for us began with a really weird bang at Daytona, where one of our playoff drivers finally got the first win, clinched it, a spot into the playoffs, and of course we failed to follow through the season, all the way down to our last regular season race, very fittingly, at the Daytona International Speedway. Of course, that was our regular season finale. 12 drivers entered the playoffs, only 4 have remained to survive to Phoenix. Of course, around the 12, we had our usual suspects, to say the least, that have gone through there. But unfortunately, the 3 drivers that failed to make it past the round of 12 were CJ and Bass. Of course, unfortunate circumstances, they just couldn't figure it out through the round of 12, and unfortunately, they were eliminated there. And then we get to a fun round of 7. Very fitting enough, round of 7. And it ended at the Roval of all tracks. And unfortunately, we lost Blaney, or Art Blaney, as you'll see in the race. Good old Shaner Train, as you also see in the race, and Jay Lawson. 3 very good veteran drivers who are capable of getting top 5s or even winning a race if the cars fell in line. Then we head to the final round, the Championship 4, which, believe it or not, I was involved, or the round of 7, 2 there, cut off through Martinsville, which was the final race to get to the Championship 4. Unfortunately, 3 drivers were eliminated there, and we are finally to get to the top 4, which were the final 3 eliminations were Coonman, Jubby, and unfortunately, even I was eliminated in this participation. So, despite all that, the Championship 4 to watch in this race as we're about to get ready to go. They're in qualifying right now. I'm just waiting for a cue to get going. Is Dale, who'll be driving the Ty Dillon number 13 Geico Chevrolet. Cortez, who is driving one of the many flavors of schemes of Kevin Harvick's number 4 schemes. MBM Racing, who is driving the number 2 Penske Ford. And Johnny Chupo drove the number 41 Stuart Haas Ford. That's who we're going to look for in tonight's race. So we're getting ready to go for today's action. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here are your drivers, and here's where they will start in tonight's festivities of the season finale here at the Phoenix International Raceway. On pole, championship favorite Cortez is going to lead them off with a nice lap. And then Devin is in second, and Johnny in third, and Dale will start P4. Very fittingly, the top four in the points are going to be the ones that lead it off here tonight. Of course, a very long, grueling season has come to an end here at the Phoenix International Raceway. And as we begin to load in, of course, with the famous Fanatec ad that we always love, not sponsored by the way, just for funds and Gilly's sakes. Alright. And here we go. Of course, very thinly, we are kind of stuck there, but we're on board with the bush light, the red bush light number 4 today. We started off as he is going to take the lead early from good old Dale, and of course, number 4 is fighting for the championship this race. Of course, I feel like I'm going to reiterate that a lot because the importance of this point system. You win this race, you win the championship. There is no other way to put it. You win the race, you win the title. So, get through there. Very thinly, the top 4 in points qualified up here. The top 4 right now. Chris, Dale, MBM, and Johnny are your top 4 right now. And it seems like they've gotten into this nice little rhythm right now. Just everybody minding their P's and Q's up front. The top 4 have separated in the back though. Of course, despite the fact that these 4 are going to be the ones that are fighting for the title, they might get all the spotlight. There's still some points to be earned as the number 8 car hard in the outside wall off of turns 4, or nearly off the outside wall in the back. These drivers in the back, they're fighting for pride. They want higher points finishes, potentially, or even so just to finish ahead of their rivals for this race. As the 10th car, Maltu gets in the side of the 8, but no harm done there. He now fights side by side behind there. So cool. 3 wide behind them. The top 5 have broken away from this little mini pack here. About 6 on back early in this race. They are, my goodness, they are just, the picture just paints itself right there. They are just all over the place. They're on board with the good old legend himself, Jubby the Great. They somehow get through turns 2. Though not really out of the woods yet. They are side by side, nearly 3 wide in front of him, but they're going to at least sort it out for now as we head back up front to see if the train or the succession continues. And right fittingly so, as we switch, we have a new leader and a new championship points leader. Dale has overtaken the number 4 car for the lead, and now Chris has to fight off MBM just to hold serve and be the first one to challenge. Now, very fittingly about this track is you got this very fun little dog leg, and once upon a time there used to be grass here, believe it or not. Grass was a thing here, but with many reconfigurations to this track, there's been multiple versions. They took away not only the grass, but they made this wide open dog leg, which of course if any NASCAR fan has seen the track, you'll see in so many crazy restarts with everybody just fanning 4, 5, even 6 wide through this dog leg just to fight for position. Very entertaining. Of course, it's going to be very entertaining if it comes down to a late race restart or a late race caution. And of course, as well, there might be a big move late in the race. But right now we got a good little battle for third. Devin trying to hold off the number 41 car, who is just hard charging right behind. He fends him off for now with a nice run up at turns 4. But can Devin use that momentum to get under the 4 car and continue his momentum and get a little bit closer to what is the big prize, the championship? Not only that, but the win here and all that. Switch cameras to the rest of the pack to really see a little bit of action, trying to figure out where everybody else is. It seems like Shaner Train has managed to not be with the leaders, but at least very swimmingly away from the pack. And if you're in Shayner's case, that's all you want. You don't really want to. Oh, is he about lost it off a 2 there? You don't want to be involved in the championship fight, especially when it's, you know, the front 4 right there. But you don't want really to, you know, be a nuisance to each other. So we got a battle for second. Devin has finally managed to get underneath the number 4 car. They've driven it really deep, both of them, but since Devin got a little bit more underneath, which is the confirm right here at the bottom, and middle of 1 and 2, and it's just acceleration time, Devin gets the spot to the number 2 position, and now he will set charge for the championship points leader as of right now, Dale and his number 13 Chevrolet. Johnny not too far behind, though, in the number 4 spot in his HottTools.com Ford. As we head back to the mid-pack just to get some action, get some little screen time, get a little side-by-side battle between a man who was returned from his slumber, Witness Fletch, and Maltu, one of our rookies in the series. If you're watching from number 12 of Lawson, who I guess I don't know what happened there. I guess the 19 hit him there. Some miscommunication, and we might potentially have a car around, and it might have been the 19. And yes, it is number 19 of the very fun name. We're just going to call him CJ because I might giggle if I laugh at that and say that name out there. But out front, get back to the championship fight. Chris has managed to get around MEM and get back his second position. He's going to pull up and pull the block. Right there, he overdrove it a little bit. Devin would have tried to cross up, but Chris denied that opportunity there. Tony not too far behind if these two keep going on, but if you're Dale right now, that is your best friend. These two just battling each other right now. Devin trying to look for maybe a potential run on the inside here, maybe waiting for Chris to make a mistake. Here the exit of 2. Devin goes to the bottom, tries to cross him over Chris, which is a fantastic run to hold off Devin there. Johnny a little loose behind, kind of now separates these 3. As Devin drives it in there, my goodness, he drove that thing in there, but just couldn't quite find enough to either move Chris or get underneath him. I think that's his intended goal there. Chris goes in there, try to arc it in to 1 and 2. Devin tries to take a peek, try to keep that momentum down. But no dice there. Chris with a nice run off 2 to hold him off this time by. But will Devin drive it in there 3 or 4 again? Survey says kinda. He did drive it in there, but in the normal racing line, Devin continues to be behind the number 4 car. And it seems like it's kind of just a little shrinked out 4-car pack still up front. Dale is your leader over Cortez. And then MEM or Devin, I will refer to them at some points by their real name just because of just knowledge from being racing with them the whole season, duking it out for a potential championship. Evan is right now in 3rd. Johnny, Johnny, who was also a rookie in this series. Well, technically, I would say a rookie, but he's a veteran of NASCAR league racing, so is the guy up front, Dale. They just have joined the league now this season and are running for a championship. They are P up there. Dale is leading this thing. Johnny, though, just trying to keep his P's and Q's right now in P4, knowing that a mistake could happen within the front 3. As that battle, speaking of the front 3, it's starting to get a little bit intense. Dale hasn't been on point as much as it has been the first 20 laps of this race. Now, of course, they're going to be hitting pit stops here very soon as Chris continues to minorly get close to the number 13 Geico Chevrolet. Nice run off of 4 there, creates him a little bit closer towards the draft here. The semi is not really the most important thing here, but it does help, especially in the straight. Chris is going to send it though, entering a 1 and 2. Can't quite keep the momentum up, but however, he's going to try and he has a potential opportunity here. He is right on the back bumper of the number 13. Will he send it? No, he's going to play the long game. Try to get the run off the corner. Devin sending it a little bit. Might have cost him there. He will try to keep the momentum behind. Nothing doing. Dale, though, with the right corner, keeps the momentum up and drives away a little bit here. Let's see if the back two can regroup a little bit. Johnny, of course, just lurking in the weeds as of right now. And it looks like we do have some pit stops happening right now. A couple of the back of the pack markers, the number 1 car and number 12. It looks like the first of the wave to come in. Let's see if this brings anybody up there. As you see the slow but winded number 19 car, and let's see if this brings any pit stops. Let's see if the leaders react. It looks like one of them is. The 13 car is in this time, as well as the 41 is going to be in this time for their scheduled pit stops as well. But the second and third place beginning of this, they out 1 extra lap. Of course, common sense wise, 1 extra lap of fuel might stretch it out. But let's see if it's just going to be 1 lap or they're going to play the long game. Of course, they're going to be really close up here. It looks like this time the rest of the leaders are going to come in. They're going to bring in their first adjustments of the day to try to get that car maybe a little bit faster and see if they can overtake somebody. And of course, 4 tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel. The adjustments, well, I can't tell you those because of the driver's setups. As of right now, as you keep a little bit of action on the track, there is Shaner, who was P5 at the last time we checked in with him, kind of on his own P's and Q's, of course. Now he has a little bit of a company, the Extreme Bassin in number 20 car, who has also seen some inconsistencies, but he has returned the past few races to be, you know, at least trying to have some pride for the rest of the season after getting eliminated early due to very unfortunate circumstances by him. Number 8 car, I think, is the last one to come in on this round of pit stops. And there go your back of the leaders. Right there. We'll try to reshuffle here the leaders. And it looks like, if I can see that, it looks like the 13 came out first of this pit cycle, with Chris coming out second with a very good pit stop. Johnny did close the gap with the fresh tires. There is a little bit of what the Formula 1 strategists call an overcut, where you pit a little bit earlier than most of the drivers to try to get the fresh tires early and get a fast couple of laps before your rival or your opponent for this race, as people will call that, try to, let's just say, get going, because you have that time difference because 2 laps of old tires does swing a lot. But in the long run, though, it does come back. We got a pit later on down the line, but looks like the 13 crew had a great pit stop and also a great pit entrance by the driver. Kind of relieved the pressure that once was. It's kind of separated a little bit between the front 4. Looks like about nearly a second lead for Dale, and then maybe about a second between Cortez and MBM, excuse me, keep doing that. But Johnny, though, the undercut did help him a lot. He's got a lot more closer than he once was after pit stops. He's HoshTooling.com Ford. The rest of the field, try to see if there's any action here at this part. Otherwise, because Phoenix, usually it's action-packed in the first part of the race. Everybody's all grouped together trying to fight for track position, and track position is really key at this track. Qualifying is very important. It's very hard to pass here, especially early in the run. Everybody's so equal. The cars are really set up to where everybody can, well, not hit the wall, as we saw Lawson do there. The goal is just, simply put it, you gotta wait to the long run. If your car's good in the long run, you'll be very good here, especially with how much the tires wear here at Phoenix. The right front usually wears the most here. Depends on how you drive it. If you're like a couple other people, maybe it's the right rear. But tire wear is key here. There have been some strategy races here, not only in this league, but in other league races where strategy becomes a big part. As we see a little fight here between Maltube and Jubby, of course. Jubby, a playoff contender, around the 7, of course. But you see there's one thing about this track, the momentum is very huge here. You gotta get on the throttle quicker than the driver that you're fighting with, and just pull away. That's what you need to do. Just pull away off the exit of the corner. That is how you run here. The entrance, well, you gotta have a good entrance too, but you could probably survive with a subpar entrance if you get a really good exit. As you see, the 10 didn't really do that, but that made the 6 check up there. wrong place, wrong time for our legend Chubby. We'll see how our championship competitors do, because you know they are the stars of the show. Looks like the 4-car slowly but surely, maybe losing a little bit of ground right now. Not much, but a little bit. Maybe marginal at some points. Devin, kind of the same thing. They are just separated enough for a draft. As Devin hits the wall there, that's a kind of a mistake. But luckily for Devin, as we check in on him in the 3rd position, he's pulled away from Johnny right now at this point. It seems like those 1-lap to 2-lap tires are starting to show a little bit more age at this point between the drivers. So of course, it depends on a lot of things here. So as we head back to the pack and get some action, it looks like number 12, Jay Lawson, has cut up to the 2 Fords we were watching earlier and has gotten around them. I don't know if this is for position or not, because, you know, one thing about this game in spectating mode, we don't have a leaderboard, a live leaderboard, or even a lap counter, so we don't even have that. But if this is for position, Fackel has caught these 2 guys and has passed them, or excuse me, Lawson, has caught these 2 who were battling earlier, and hopefully, for his sake, and maybe with that poor entrance from the 10, he might just pull away here. The 10, very bad entrance. It's the inside wall, which is a thing that has happened a couple of times for most of these competitors. Let's check in on a couple other guys. It looks like the 20 of Extreme Bassin has caught and passed Shaner. I'm presuming this is for P5 at this point, and there's the once top driver Toyota Witness who had his highs, but he has come crashing down, and this is why you have to race the full season. To stay sharp at least, you know, keep your skills up to tune, but unfortunately, Witness is behind, potentially a lap down, as Shaner got doored in there trying to get around them. They are side by side right now. Blaney just minding his own business here as well. Jebby and Mal to continue to battle. Andy just being the legend himself, being a respectful lad as he is. We gotta check up to the front of the pack once again. Looks like the lead, again, not much, but slowly but surely Dale is just minding his P's and Q's, as that is our stage break. Luckily for Dale, we get a stage, take a breather, everybody gets a pit stop. So in that first round, it looks like Dale was a little bit better on the long run compared to the 4-car. Couldn't really tell because we were looking around if Devin caught to the 4 or if even Johnny caught back up. But so far, the early assumptions after stage 1, the 4 that made it here are the 4 that you're going to have to beat. And in terms of the rest of the pack, you're going to have to beat them to win this race. And the front 4 have shown up here tonight, as they have all season. They've been up front all season. And now add Dale for another stage 1. It's been an impressive season for him. He is the official count of wins. If I remember, he's gotten double digits. Honestly, poor Johnny, who's been just the unfortunate soul of just being unlucky for how these 3 have won. As we take a look at the standings, well, I will take a look at the standings. Unfortunately, we won't get to see it because editing. Dale, and Chris, and Devin combined won a combined total this season of 28 of the 35 races. So of course, we're going to have the 36th one as we get ready for stage number 2. It looks like Chris and his pit crew have gotten this number 4 car up front, as they are all grouped up, fighting for position, coming off turn 2. It looks like the 4 car has gotten up front, but can he hold it? As they're side by side for 3rd as well. They are side by side, far as you can see, for position. It looks like they're going to settle a couple positions out here off of turn 4 to the front straightaway. The new leader of the race, the number 4 car. But again, can he hold on? As they are just all over the place behind. They are fighting for, I see some 3 wide, maybe even some 4 wide back there. But since the racing is close enough, we have to watch up front. And the storylines as Devin, the number 2 car, sends it in there in the 3rd place. Not close enough to get underneath the 13th, but he'll try to get the dog leg, get as much ground as possible. Not quite there, but he needs to be careful. Johnny's not that far behind. He's going to take one mistake, and sure enough, it almost happened, but Devin shuts the door. Right there in the number 2. Johnny's going to try to send it here to see if he can get underneath. No dice there. Devin gets a good run off. And they seem to be single file through the front 4. As there are pretty intense battle. It looks like 6th on back, maybe even 5th as Johnny tries. He's got a really good interest there, but Devin just a great exit off. Drives away from the 41 car. Again, these top 4, these are your championship 4. These are the guys trying to win, try to take a title. It's behind them, they're just dogfighting, man. I really want to watch that battle behind, but we got to keep this attention to the championship 4. As Chris, he goes really high off the track. He has to cut down on the 13 to cut the momentum off. They may have made contact, but it looks like the 4 survives. For now. Now here comes the 2 car of Devin. He's going to try to see if he can scrap, maybe get a spot here when these 2 are scrapping. To be on board the 41 here. They'll try to go on the outside, try to overdrive the corner to get the momentum. Crossover move. Will he get the momentum there? They come off 2 side by side. Still side by side. Side drafting. Well, that's not a thing in this game, but they were close. Devin's going to try to send it. So does Johnny. He gets in the back of the 2 car. And potentially, it makes a chain reaction effect to where Dale could pull away here. And he does. He will clear the 4 car off of turns 4, enter into 1 and 2. And Dale resumes the lead. Now Chris, of course, still under fire from the 2. Heavy under pressure. See what Devin does here. He'll try to send it underneath Chris, or at least try to keep it within. He and Chris try to battle there. Devin goes all the way down to the pit exit, trying to get as much of an advantage there. He will not get... He will continue to be side by side, but the momentum of the 4 car should propel him not only past the 2 car, but maybe if he was aggressive, he might have thought about going underneath 13. But again, we're at stage 2. We're way too early to not only pull moves like that to where he's sitting it in there. We still have over 90 plus laps to go in this race. A long time before we see aggressive moves. And don't worry, when it comes down to it, there will be some aggressive moves if possible. Right now the top 3 have separated, top 4, excuse me, as the camera view blocked my ability to see good old Johnny. Top 4, like I said, they have been the best 4 all season. They're showing why. They're all 4 nearly, I would say, a good couple of turns in front of 5th place. And very fittingly, as we're watching Championship 4, 5th on back is just a dogfight. Bass has it for now over Lawson, but Witness going to drive underneath the 12. Don't know if that's for position or not, but that's just the appropriate thing. 5th on back, everywhere. Oh, they make contact, and there goes the 18 around. Heavy contact. I don't know if the 12 got loose off the corner there and try to, or miscommunication between the drivers potentially. That's what I would presume up here in the broadcast field. That does turn around the 18 car, unfortunately for him. He's the only victim of that. There will be no caution off that. And it looks like it's kind of separated this battle for 5th between 2 cars, and there's a little mini back. Or it looks like potentially 7th or 8th on back. Again, I don't know. I don't have the running order in front of me, so I don't have the official where everybody is at this point in time. But they are just scrapping like they have nothing to lose and on it. And if you're in those situations as a driver, go for it. We have to check up back up front to see what our championship 4 have done. Once again, they're still just all by... Oh, and right as we come to it, the 4 car hits the inside wall on the entrance of 3. He does save it, though, after a rough corner. But that cost him a lot of time and potentially, maybe even the draft, and potentially a lot of time loss, track position loss. potentially fit strategy if this car is beaten up as it is. But right now, that does give Devin, who has been kind of behind the 4 car this whole race, just kind of just stuck behind, a chance to maybe pounce and do something with the leader Dale, who's just been, I wouldn't say minding his P's and Q's, but been on his game so far. As Johnny gets really loose behind after off of turns 2, he does keep it together. However, again, time is lost. Devin also hits the wall just enough where he might have lost some time and gets Johnny back in this fight for second. See what happens here. Johnny with a good entrance off inner and 1, but once again, same story between these two. Johnny might be better entrance, but Devin has been better exit. And since Phoenix is momentum-based track, momentum with a great exit off is way more important than entrance in. As for that, it looks like Devin has regrouped and gotten back sailing and charging back with the 13. As for the battle for 5th, it's about as scrappy as you can get. Lawson trying to find any way around the number 20 machine. Any way possible, at least. But drive it in there, entrance of 3. Not quite underneath. But he'll try to see if he can continue the momentum and try to get somewhere either underneath or around the 20. And of course, it's always a challenge to pass that 20 car. He has a known reputation of just being our version of Ryan Newman. Just very hard to pass. As, contact off turn 2. Looks like the 20 got loose, and we have a big wreck off the back straightaway. Multiple cars involved. The 6 to 12 are around. And I think that is our first caution of the race, potentially. I'm trying to get confirmation of right now. Just listen to the driver chat. As also somehow the 18 has managed to get around this caution, or this potential caution as well. And that is that. But no caution will be called. No caution was called. However, though, despite that little incident that could have changed everything, for the lead, Devin has caught the back end of that Geico Chevrolet and is stalking the number 13. Dale a little bit high off of 1, try to get that momentum off, but Devin just a perfect line, crosses him over, side by side of the back Chevrolet. 13 with the preferred line, though, but can Devin get the momentum off the exit of the corner of the high side? He can. Dale will probably have to use the dog leg to at least survive, but Devin clears him. We have a new points leader. We have a new leader of the race. It's the number 2 car of Devin, or as you can see by the now video, but it might have been just a bait. Dale has decided to come in the pit road this time by, and so has Johnny. So, once again, the 13 and the 41 trying the undercut as well coming in. It looks like the 20 and the 10 are also coming in this time by. Try to get through. But the 12 is also exiting off pit road from what he had damage from that incident early on. I think that's the 8 that came in. It might have been. It looks like the 18 is coming in as well, trying to gather. No, it is the 20 car that was coming in. So, it looks like the 2 car will respond the next lap, along with the 18. And this is why it's very hard to find who we are. There it is. The 6 car has come in. The 95 has also come in this time by. The 10 is also stopped. The 18 somehow managed to get on pit road. And here come the rest of the field. Cortez is in. Blaney is in. CJ is also in. That should be the rest of our leaders or potential cars that haven't stopped, except one, potentially. Cannot confirm if Shaner has pitted or not. We're going to at least ride around for a little bit just to confirm if this one car has pitted or not. And then we'll try to restore the rest of the field. Looks like the one car looking like he's acting like he's going to come down pit road this time by, and he will. So Shaner, the last of the lead lap cars. Boy, he had a moment there trying to enter in pit road, as also a moment, as we just randomly turned to, the 6 and the 95 had a moment off pit road exit. But it looks like everything has settled down for now, and with the undercut, Dale has gotten back around the number 2 car, and also has asserted a very good lead, nearly a second lead here. I'm going to presume at the late part of stage 2. Remember, we have stages in this race. Again, I don't have the official calendar in front of me to tell you how close we are, which is something I will have to ask the driver chat. But as of right now, through the pit cycles, it looks like Dale has resumed command of the race, with Devin being in second place, and Johnny resorting his Haas Ford in third. And Shaner has come out of pit road. It looks like Bass has gotten in front of the number 4 as well. So it looked like when Chris hit that inside wall earlier in the race, smacked that inside wall, he must have sustained damage and lost. Not only that time lost by hitting the wall, but unfortunately he had to repair the car and has fallen behind the 20, who also did the undercut. So again, maybe it's a short game for the 20 for now, but again, I mentioned earlier, that 20 car is on Ryan Newman. He's going to be tough to pass. It doesn't matter if this 4 car is fighting for a title. He's just going to be hard to pass as well. So a great run, by the way, for Bass, who's still soldiering on despite the fact he was eliminated throughout the playoffs, getting himself a good result and maybe a momentum starter for next season for him. Top 3, about nearly a second apart, it looks like. At least the front 2 are. It looks like the 41 is about maybe 6/10 behind, maybe just out of what would be proverbial draft range, but unfortunately draft wouldn't really register at this point. It's not even a draft oriented racetrack, but just in case for some people that are watching. It looks like the strategy though for the 1 car also has kind of backfired. I don't know what happens in the pit stop, but it looks like he's trying to drive through the longest or the freshest tires through the field. So if there's any action, which shows that everybody has managed to separate themselves so far, and it looks like while we were looking for some action, the 4 has passed the 20 for position. So again, this is just what I have in front of me. It looks like the top 4 are still the top 4 in the title, and of course, lucky for the 4 car, at least we have a stage break coming up here near the end of this tire and fuel run, where he can regroup, reset, and focus on getting back in the top 3, which are Dale, who is continuing to lead. He probably would be on pace to lead the most laps led. If that was, we get a bonus point for that. But since he's in the championship 4, his bonus points are non-existent. He's just racing head-to-head with the other competitors of the championship 4. Devin just minding his own business right now, trying to stalk the number 13, and not too far behind. Well, at one point he was not too far behind, but it looks like Devin has set course. He has pulled away from Johnny nearly a second and a half right now, and I'm trying to figure out, and talk about track position, that 4 car was somewhere not too far behind the 41. With this view, he's not even in the same straightaway. That's how much he lost. But again, stage 2 not that far behind. At this point, we're just running for the championship 4. It's either just logging laps, or if you're a 2 car right now, seeing how good your competitor is at this point in the long run. See if you have any strengths or weaknesses with the driver in front, especially with these 3 right now. Of course, with everybody else, Dale gets loose off 2 there. It's a nice save by him. As it's just logging laps and trying to survive right now. See if we can look for any particular, maybe action on the track. There might be one right here between Ryan Blaney fan and Jebby, of course, former playoff competitors course, with different stories on how they got to the round of 12 or the next round of the second round. As it looks like they might be catching this 10 car potentially. Again, I've been focusing on the championship 4. Some battles have been lost and sacrificed, despite the fact there might be track classics. It looks like the 8 has caught the 10. Again, thanks to the scoreboard, don't know if it's for position or not. So, finding our way through there. Joey not that far behind. Andy, unfortunately, got lapped early in the race. He might have gotten a lucky dog that last caution. I don't know. Hopefully he's back on the lead lap, minding his own business, and just chugging along as the lad he is. Back up front, it looks like Dale has regained some of his form and maintained the gap. Devin was closing it the last time we checked. Looks like he's maintained that gap. He's gotten his form back. As for Devin, though, he is. Those two have pulled away from the 41 car, and it's just clearly a 2-car race. I mean, just pulled away. Johnny's not even the same turn. You say Devin's exiting, or is in the middle of the straightaway about to break. There, Johnny just exited. It looks like Dale's about to lap. I think that was Shaner. So potentially Shaner had either a really bad pit stop or something happened on track where he unfortunately is nearly about to get lapped here by the 13 car who's been setting just, I wouldn't say a world-class pace because this game is not world-class, but he's setting a very good pace for everybody to get through, and we go to the inside, use the dog leg. Shaner being very respectable here, giving the bottom and getting clear out of his way. Will not interfere with the 13's progress in this race. If there's any other battles, it looks like potentially this little mini group, which consists of Maltu, Blaney, and Joey we saw earlier, are catching number 20 of Bass. It looks like those tires are wearing out a lot more for Bass than he wanted to. He is sliding over the place. That 10 car has caught him on the entrance of 2. Joey and Blaney, they're waiting for a mistake, which is snag a position here. The 9 lengths on the stage. Again, I don't have the info with me on the stages because, there's no lap counter. Looks like the 20 car is going to come in for his second pit stop of the stage. Tires just fell off way too quickly for him to continue on. So there's a 12 car, so those two will make the first, what will be the second round of green flag pit stops today. Still had a really bad entrance there. It looks like at the later end of the run, it looks like Devin has enough of a car left, or enough tires left, to maybe start closing that gap. But we'll see what happens if Dale decides to, pull the trigger early and cut his losses here. If Devin decides to close in a little bit more. See if there's any other pitters. The 12 car has come out of pit road. Right now, it doesn't look like anybody else has made a pit stop yet. The leaders, and it looks like the 13 is going to be the first of the front runners to make a pit stop here. Good little pin entry there, and once again, just like follow Q, Johnny is also following suit there. If anybody else is time by, looks like the little mini pack. Well, 2 out of the 3 are going to come in. The 10 and the 6 are going to come in together with the 95. Anybody else coming up? And there is the 4 car also making his pit stops. And somebody's around in the backstretch. Couldn't catch it. It is the 12 car once again having issues in the back straightaway. He had an issue earlier, and the 20 just missed. My goodness, that was a close call there for Bass. And that, I'm going to see if that brings. bring out the caution, unfortunately. And luckily for these guys on pit road, or maybe even unluckily, maybe they wanted the caution. Get up front, no caution was called. So it looks like there's a 2-car coming up pit road. Let's see in terms of where. So Devin is exiting now. Looks like potentially some strategy was called for the end of this stage. The 2-car has gotten in front of the 13, but he's not the only one that did some strategy. When the sight, well, that is not who I thought that was in second place, but guess who is now in front of these guys? That is the number 41. So some strategy at the end of the stage potentially could get Johnny not only a stage win, but potentially very valuable track positions for the final stage to begin with. But he's going to have a lot of lap traffic here. Actually, wait a minute. That Devin did get in front. Awesome, great camera work by me. 4-car getting out of the way of everybody. So there is some particular strategy going on potentially between the 2 and the 41, especially the 41 for how far he was back. Not only of the 2-car, but the 13 as well. He had to take 2 tires here to keep that track position. And potentially the 2-car did as well, or unless he got a really good pit entry, which is a normal thing that has happened with this 2-car all season. Just great pit entries, but I feel like strategy though might have paid off for the 2-car here. Again, don't know how many laps are left in this race to where the strategy could have been played on there, as 41 is just trying to hang on here. And 95, how glad he is just getting out of the way. He's just getting out of the way of what the potential fight for second here at the end of the stage. And 13's going to take a dog leg here. And he not only took the dog leg, he just straight up cleared him on the dog leg there. Position swap there. Now let's see if this 13 car, looks like he took 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles. And he run down the 2 car here to see the end of the stage. Again, for these 4 guys, they might be top 4 right now, but it's just going to be about track position. Stage points do not matter for these guys. It's about track position. You want to be in front of each other. It looks like the 4 tires will be heavily important here as 13 goes to the inside of the 2. There, not quite. The momentum, very important off the exit of that corner. Devin, though, kind of overdrove the entrance of the corner. Dale gets a great run off. They're going to go side by side to the dog leg. Both taking it. Dale took a little bit lower line. Will he send it off? There in the entrance of 2. Doesn't have to. The tires gave him the advantage there, and Dale retakes the lead here, at least for now. I don't know if the 8, which will be the last guy off of pit road at this point, has pitted. The stage nearing its end here is they've resumed order. Potential strategy plays have happened, and I think we potentially have our first DNF. It was Jay Lawson who has had a struggle this race. And he has put his throwback Menards car out of the picture for this race. We head back to see if there's any action before the stage potentially ends. Seems like the front 3 are separated by a long heat, but not too far away from each other as of right now. There might be a potential battle with these 2. It seems like they did find each other with this whole race, the 10 and the 6. They've been with each other nearly the entire race, as well as the 8 car, but looks like the 8 car got a really good stop, and finally, what seems like an eternity, pulled away from Joey for now, we see. And that will be, it wouldn't matter for now, the end of what was a long stage 2. You see a nice little 360 from CJ. And that is the end of stage 2. Alright, we're coming back to stage number 3 on the restart. Here they are dogfighting. Of course, it's very important on this restart to where they have track finishing the top 4 are your championship for Dale, Devin, and they are all over the place back there. So 4 wide, and they cleared out there, but my goodness, they look pretty sketchy in the back right there. Everybody side by side, duking out for position. As the 4 car sends it in there, can't quite get it underneath the 2, but he'll be side by side off the exit of the 2, underneath the 41 of Johnny. Johnny though with a good run, potentially just a little bit of draft to help overtake the 4 car and get 3rd place back. There again, they are just dogfighting. There's a car nearly sideways back there. I'm just hearing crunch noises in my headset. I'm just trying to figure out who's in the wall back there. The front 4 have seemed to have some order. That is until they want to make a move. Johnny all the way to the bottom. See if we can try to size up a move there. No. But Chris will take the outside. They are side by side. Coming off turn 4. It was a great move to the outside. The 4 car has moved us up into P3. Now he's going to watch. See what this 2 car can do. He was all over the back of the 13. The 4 gets a nice little nudge. Try to get that 2 car going off the exit, middle of the entrance of the corner. I don't think it really helped him at all. Actually lost a little bit of ground. They've been trying to dive it in there at 3, trying to see if he can get any ground. He gets side by side. Can't quite get there. Just missed it by that much. Let's see if we can regroup in order, or we're going to have to defend. Chris is all over the back of the number 2 car. But nothing to make a move yet. Side by side. We're trying to deliver the run off the exit of the corner. Chris trying to go to the outside. Not quite enough momentum there. Dale not going all the way to the dog leg. Chris went a little bit lower. See if he can take advantage of it. Again, long run. They're going to play nice for now. Devin's, the top 3 are all over the back of each other. One miss up by somebody to send somebody down a position. It might be here. Devin peeks to the bottom of the 13th. This is for the lead of the race. Side by side down the dog leg. Devin takes the long way, short way around. Can he clear? Aggressive. Trying to go up. Can't quite get there. Still side by side of the exit of 2. Dale with a great run off. They're dead even on the back straightaway coming into turns 3. Devin trying to send it and try to do a little slide job, which he does, but not quite well. Crossover move. Will Dale use the dog leg? No. Chris is going to try to make a 3-line. No, he's going to keep it behind. They're still side by side in front. Devin sending it in there way too hot. Can he get the momentum off by diving in the corner? He does. Keeps the lead for now. They're still side by side. As side by side once again. Devin trying to get that momentum off. Chris will try to do something. They are 3 wide for the lead. Chris will back out of it just to make sure they get through this corner. Once again, sending it in there. Devin, though, is going to try to cut down on the 13. Not quite, but with that effort, he will. The 4 car with a one heck of a run off that result. Gets to the inside. Will he send it into 3? He does. And a little bit of help from the 41. He gets cleared. Johnny has entered the picture of the top 3. It clears the 13. What a move by Johnny to get a mistake right there and get the lead, get 3rd place. Let's see if he can chase down these 2. But they're still fighting behind. Dale, though, with a crossover off the exit of 2. He got to the inside, peeking. He might try to move here. He will. He'll dive it in there at 3 and 4. Johnny, though, with the momentum, unless Dale actually gets a nice exit off, keeps it side by side. However, he might not be. Johnny clears him here. Oh, he's going to try to send it in there. Makes it a little too aggressive entrance. Door checks him a little bit. They're still side by side. Dead even right now. So enter turns 3 again. Dead even there. More contact between these 2. Able to get her exit off. We'll see if the momentum can take a pass. Side by side, they've been battling. Seems like the 4 for a while. Johnny with a nice middle exit corner, but can't quite clear the exit. He about to hit the wall there. And that gives the third place spot to the number 13. As the front two have pulled away. And I've gotten an update through the comment section. Thank you. There, the 10 car has put his car behind the wall. That is our second DNF of the race. He will join the 12 of Lawson in the will not finish category. Front two up pulling away. And it's Devin. Has pulling with those battles. The 2 car has pulling away. And it looks like he's starting to make a little bit of a gap between he and the number 4 for now. See if we can find any of the action. As the front 4 has settled it out. It looks like maybe a potential battle here between Jevy and Bass. Don't know the position. There'll be potentially P number... Oh, we might have a potential battle though for third place. Johnny has caught right back up to Dale. Johnny trying to do the diamond off of 1 and 2, try to get underneath. Dale trying to keep the momentum. Shuts the door. See if Johnny can make a run out of 3 and 4. Maybe potentially on the top. Dale guards the bottom very well. Johnny tried, but couldn't really get a good run off right now off the turns 3 and 4. And he'll have to regroup and reset right now. Oh, he's sitting in there, gave him a little shot. And unfortunately, that can potentially ruin the momentum of the 41 there off the exit of the corner. See if he'll try again. Sends it in there, not quite underneath the 13. As the front two continue to stay pulling away a little bit, not by a lot, but enough to keep those 2 behind them. As of right now, Johnny though has to run off 2. He keep that momentum up. Get a good entrance into 3. Potentially get a better exit off between he and the 13 car. But again, marginally. Not enough to make a move yet. Now the hitter turns 1. Johnny trying to go to the outside. Do a little diamond technique, but Dale with a really good corner. Gets the full momentum as they both get loose off the exit of 2. Almost synchronized there. Keeps it going. Car straight and keep it going. Johnny looking to the inside, trying to use all the dog leg. Not quite enough there. Trying to see how these front 2 are doing, and of course as I change the camera, it goes to a completely different driver. There we go. We'll get this, watch the number 4 car, see how he's doing between he and right now the championship leader, the number 2 car. Looks like so far Devin's just minding his own P's and Q's, so is Chris. Chris is trying to use a diamond technique off of 1 and 2. The tires not really helping him out here as he gets a nice little save off the exit of 2. Car got a little tail happy off there. Not much afterwards. However, the battle for third, it seems like every time we look away, the battle for third, it heats right back out. Johnny recatches that 13 car. Every time we look for somewhere else, Johnny's right on the back over the 13. But once again, Johnny just can't quite piece it better than piece the corners together enough to gain on the 13. Enough to get either side by side or even enough to get around him, which is his ultimate goal, is to get around the 13 so he can chase down those 2. Of course it is. But he's just trying to get close enough to where he can make a move. Right now, he's not quite close enough. Dale with a really good turns 2 right there. Gets a little bit of ground. Johnny with a good big entrance into 3. Dale with the momentum will pull away a little bit off the back, off the front stretch to complete this lap. You look around the field to see if there's anything else. Looks like potentially a couple pit stops. Looks like the 20 car once again has signaled that green flag stops are going to be a thing. He's one of the first of the lead lap cars to come in, and here come the leaders. All four of the championship drivers are together on pit road. Unfortunately, I can't see any animations or potential errors of their pit stops. We just either have to look to see if anybody else has pitted this time, or if there's a potential hiccup afterwards. The only cars still on the track are the 1 and the 8 car. The 6 car has also joined the playoff guys. They're in pit road. The 20 car has exited. Let's see if there's anything else. There. So Shaner Train still one of the few people, as Blaney has peeled his number 8 Caterpillar Chevrolet out of pit road, or onto pit road, excuse me. And I think Shaner is still out there. So Shaner trying to get potentially a few more laps in the tank, and maybe steal a position or two with a strategy call. Let's see how that plays out for him in the end. As for our championship 4, looks like it's about the same order and nearly the same distance between these 3 guys. Maybe just the exact same. I can't tell you the exact amount because I don't have that information in front of me. But Devin continues to lead Chris. Dale and Johnny once again neck and neck with each other for the 3rd position as of this moment. See Johnny this time on this set of tires could potentially get a good run. Of course, this is a battle. It would be P3 in the championship, unless these leaders start to get battling, as Chris had a look entering 1 and 2, but couldn't quite get a move set up to where he can get his number 4 out front, as Shaner has been the last of the lead lap cars to pit. Impressively, either 3 or 4 laps longer than the leaders, right around that range. So this once again trying to diamond technique, see if we get more momentum off the exit of the corner. Not quite though. However, they are passing through live traffic, and potentially that could be an influence on how this battle goes, despite the fact these guys are aware these are the championship drivers. Some might not care, honestly. They might be fighting for the lead lap. They might be fighting to have their race salvaged at some point. They're just racing at this point. As the 18 nearly hit the wall behind them. That could have been a big moment there. Once again, the 4 car continuing to stalk between these 4 drivers. Of course, like I said, lap traffic could play a factor. 19 potentially might be trying to get a spot here and stay on the lead lap, or at the very least staying maybe 1 or 2 laps out to where a caution could come out. He could get that lap back through just not pitting. As the 18 finally gets out of the way of our championship competitors. I don't know what he did there, but he finally got out of the way. Knowing the trends of the 18, he probably just self-spun for all we know. So, back up front, the 19 nearly hits the wall. That's going to play a factor in this potential battle for 2nd. 19 dogging, somehow fighting for 2nd place, even though he's going to be a lap down. That gives all the time to the 13. He is now within striking distance. We continue to set it up through 1 and 2. Chris though going way to the bottom and gets a nice exit off turns 2. Pulls the advantage back away. Nice little battle here between the 6 and the 20. Seems like these two have been near each other all race long. Of course, we have all those issues there as we take a look from the view of the number 19, who still feels like he's competitive at this point where he can look at the leaders. But right now, the battle might be for 2nd. There we go. Down to the inside there. And trying to set up a move here. 1 and 2. Give you a little bit what the cars sound like here. I'll go silent for a little bit. Potentially one more green flag pit stop coming around here. We're near 20 laps to go in what is the season finale here at Phoenix International Raceway. And it's been the top four this whole race, despite the fact the top three are shuffled around a little bit. Right now, Devin is your leader in the number 2 car. Chris right now hanging on to second place with a furious number 13 Geico Chevrolet of Dale. Not too far behind though. Johnny right now just minding it, as that was a very particular incident I just saw right behind the 41 car. Right now is in P4 as of this moment. And of course there's going to be a lot of what ifs at this point. It looks like the 20 car once again is going to signal that green flags, pit stops are coming soon. He's the first one in the pit road once again. And none of the top 4 react. Who though in the field reacts is the 13. Was all over the back of the 4 car right there. The 4 car with a better exit off will get his car there at the 20. Unfortunately, gets out of pit road right in front of our championship 4. Just trying to stay out of the way. That is just an unfortunate timing right there. Luckily, nobody really got affected by that as we continue on right there. That could have been huge right there. But luckily, nothing really big of note. Let's see if anybody has come down pit road yet of the guys. Besides the 20, no. We'll take a watch from the Dual Power Tools Toyota of the number 20 Extreme Bassin. He is on fresher tires, but he's going to have to respect, the championship 4. Really, 3 are in front of him. He's going to try to try to pass with a little bit of just respect, I think is the big word here. You're going to try, though, as you see there, that is respecting the competition and what they're trying to do there. Bass could easily have sent it there off of turns 2, but instead he's going to try to wait for a better time than that. He let off there. He might do the same thing in 3 and 4 and just wait to the front stretch. If he could get a good run off 4, which he does, he'll go all the way to the dog leg once again. And he will complete. Oh, maybe not. As Dale was trying to come in the pit road, and unfortunately Bass was just trying to get around him. That might be costly in terms of just straight track position between he and the championship competitors. Just an unfortunate circumstance there. However, Dale coming in could signal the other 2 coming in here soon. We are under 20 laps to go. And there is your response. The 4 car is in this time. So is the 2 car. What about the 41 car? He is also entered pit road. He entered the last lap. Didn't quite catch it through the view that I was looking at. So our Championship 4 are making their last green flag pit stops. As you can tell, the brilliance of this game. Just pit road animations for you. Shaner, though, once again continuing to stretch his tires and fuel to the limit. And there's the 8 car coming in this time by. So the last car on track that has not pitted that I know of. I don't know if the 95 has pitted. As, let's see if there's the 13 car, that's what I was looking for. He has exited pit road. It looks like the rest, I'm going to presume the rest of the Championship 4, the 2 and the 4, are to come out of pit road, exit here soon. We'll see through the third person cam. When they come out, it looks like the 13 has gotten right to the 2 car. So, potential big call there. A big pit something, pit entrance, pit stop, whatever. Don't know what happened to the 4 car, but he is crossing the line now. And the lead, and the 2 and the 13 are in 3 and 4, crossing the line. So, don't know if the 4 car has gotten ahead or not, but the battle is with the 2 and the 13 as Shaner, clobbered the wall back there. I think that was the Shaner in the 1 car. He did, unfortunately for him, he did clobber that inside wall. I don't know if he was trying to pit there or just trying to save the car as of this point in time. So, this battle between 2 championship competitors. Don't know if this is the battle for the lead or a battle for second. It's an important battle no matter what between the 2 championship competitors. The 13 trying to get a good exit off to gain some ground off the exit of the corner, or exit through the straightaway. Try to sum up with a better corner there. However, Devin with a really good run off drives that thing in there and keeps a nice respectable distance. Not close enough for a move, but not far away to where you can relax. Now, as for Johnny, he too, I think he's on the same boat as Chris. I don't know what has happened to both of them. But if they have potentially 1 sped or 2 guys out front, don't know yet. But if they are in front, Chris has a big lead over Johnny, as I'll ask for confirmation on the position. Alright, so, a little bit of information, and a little bit of knowledge, or not knowledge, just more info. There was a big strategy call. Again, we're getting to the later part of this race. 2 tires for the front 2 of this race. Cortez in the 4 car has pulled into a good gap over the 41 of Johnny, who is trying to fight for his championship life. However, Devin is on 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles. So is Dale. Side by side for second place. Devin gets underneath and he will clear the 41 car to get in the second. Now he has the full first crack for what potentially be a championship. Dale, though, not too far behind, as we do have a spinner off turns 4. Unfortunately, it's the lad Andy. Unfortunately. Get through there. This is the race. 5 laps to go. Unfortunately, I had to double check on the car that spun out. Chris, though, potentially has a big strategy call to pull his number 4 out front. There is a lap car in between, but the 8 car will likely or expectedly get out on the way. Devin is trying his might to get up there, and with his 4 Goodyear Eagles, his 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles, try to get up there and at least cause a stir, or at least have a fighting chance. Not too far behind, so is Dale, also stalking 2 car. And unfortunately for Johnny, due to his tire circumstances, he's just hoping for a caution at this point. He tried, he rolled the dice, and unfortunately just wasn't close enough to either fight or have enough time left to fight off not only the 4 tires, but as well get in front of the 4 car. As we get back up there, watch the onboard of our race leader in the very good looking red number 4. He's just hoping and praying that 2 car doesn't get much bigger or doesn't try something desperate. At this point, he is going all the way down to the dog leg. Try to gain as much time as he can. That 2 car. Yeah, Devin, he is fighting for a championship. Strategy potentially could give the 4 car a big strategy win. Devin doing everything he can, throwing that car in there, nearly hit the inside wall in turns 3 and 4, excuse me. That used to be 1 and 2, but now it's 3 and 4 for like the past 3 or 4 years. This is how many times they've remodeled this track. Just a lot of remodeling. Devin once again trying to get a good exit off, at least cut the deficit there. Maybe tried a little too hard there, got way off the track right there. And that is, as of course, through the white flag. Didn't know about it, but that is the end of the race. And right here we are looking at your champion. Congratulations to Cortez with a great strategy call of 2 tires. He will be not only a race winner, he will be your champion this season. Devin, unfortunately, despite the fact he was fast, will come home second. Johnny just couldn't quite get the strategy right. He'll come home P4. And Dale, as we try to get a good view of his car, unfortunately, he will end up P3, despite the fact he was the guy that led for most of Stage 1 and Stage 2. But congratulations to Chris and the number 4 team. And that is all for us today at Phoenix International Raceway. Thank you for the few people that watch and potentially laugh at me later on in the replays. But congratulations once again to Chris and his team, and congratulations to all who made the championship 4 and try to make it a good fight to the end. Thank you all for watching, and we hope you have a good rest of your night.